Log management and analyzing is one of the most important skills that any cybersecurity specialist need to know. And in any standard, you will always notice that some of the control will be related to having a proper logging management, identifying what need to be captured as logs, how long it should be kept, the protection of logs. So in any standard, not just in ISO 27001, but in any standard, you will always find that log management is quite important. Not just from the log management perspective, but also from learning how to analyze the logs. Logs is a huge amount of information. So how can I analyze them in a way that I can identify the critical logs and the non-critical logs and taking action accordingly? And the status here is not just in a standard, but also if you check any job description, you will always find that one of the skills needed is people who have experience working with SIEM solution. And SIEM solution, it's a log management solution. So how can I say that I know how to deal with logs? I know tools to capture log and organize them, and then I know how to analyze them. So the first thing we need to do, we need to have a software that capture logs from different platforms, and then we're going to see how we can analyze them. So the software that I would suggest is Splunk, which you can download for free from Splunk website. All you have to do is to go to splunk.com and create an account, and then you can download the version. And they have two different versions. They have a Windows version and a Linux version. And I will guide you how to download Splunk, install it, and then configure it. So let's see how it works. So as you can see, once I logged in, I can find that there is different solution in Splunk, different platform. They have platforms that only work on Windows, so here, and they have a platform that work on Linux as well. So I will show you how to install and configure the Windows version, because actually is straightforward. So you can go to the Splunk Enterprise solution and you can go to the free download for 60 days. I think 60 days will give you will have good time to test and practice and see the product. You can also use the cloud-based because it doesn't need any kind of setting, or you don't need a virtual machine or anything, except it has only 14 days trial. So I suggest that you start practicing the enterprise version, and this will give you more time to practice because the configuration is a little bit tricky. So as you can see, we have the Windows and we have the Linux and we have the Mac version. I downloaded the Windows, and I'm going to show you how to set up the software. So let's move to the next point. So to be able to do that, I will not install it on my physical machine. I will create a virtual machine where I can install the Splunk and start capturing log from the other virtual machines that include Windows Server 2012. And I can accordingly see how can I configure and change the configuration. So I have my VMware up and running, and then I will go here to create a new virtual machine. And from here, I'm going to start the process. I already explained how to create virtual machine in a previous video, so I will not explain it again. So here I will I will install the operating system later. Next, and here you can select the operating system. So since I want to install Windows 10, so I will click here and I will select the default, which is Windows 10 64, or better to keep it Windows 10, and then next. Here the location actually is important. So in my case, I'm not installing on a C drive because it may cause some problem. I will keep it on an external hard drive. So let's keep it the same way it is, and then next. And I will keep whatever remaining as a default. Finish. And that's it. The operating system has been installed. What is missing is just the virtual machine has been created without an operating system. So next step, I need to map the operating system, because if I play or run the machine right now, I will not get anything. So the next step will be to install the operating system. How can we do that? We should go to setting, and from the virtual machine setting, I will map the CD-ROM to the ISO image that I downloaded from Microsoft website. I'm going fast in the part related to installing the virtual machine and operating system because I already explained that in a previous class. So if you don't remember, you can just go to the video where I explain the installation of virtual machine. So here in this new virtual machine, I select the CD DVD. Right now the active option is use the physical drive. I will select use an ISO image, and then I will point to the Windows 10 that I downloaded from Microsoft website, and I kept it on our shared folder with all the other virtual lab settings. So let's go there to our program, Cybersecurity Specialist. Here you go. And inside the folder for virtual lab resources, I kept the Windows 10 here. So I will map it here, and we're going to click on OK. Now, if I start the machine, Windows 10, it will start installing the operating system. So I will install the operating system inside this machine, and then I will show you how to set up Splunk and how to configure it as well. I'm just going to make sure that Windows will start the installation. Then I will pause because the process may take some time, and then we're going to complete the process together. So as you can see, it starts the Windows 10 installation. Installation is a straightforward process. I mean, next, 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 and that's it. So it doesn't really have any problem installing Windows on a virtual machine, similar to installing Windows on a physical machine. During the installation, you may get questions about the activation key. Now, this is a trial version, and you will not find the key with the installation. But what you can do, you can Google it. You can search for Windows 10 Enterprise key, and you will find some key on Microsoft website. So you can take one of those keys, like for instance this one. Just make sure to use from Microsoft website. Here you go. And you can copy and paste it inside the key, and it will work. It's a trial version, so it will work for, I think, 180 days or 3 months, I don't recall. So let's see. And once you start the installation, you will get the key. You will get the license agreement, and from here you should select this is a custom installation because it's a new installation, and we will install it on the only drive, and that's it. We just need to wait until it finishes or completes the installation. It took around 45 minutes with all the setting, but eventually was completed. So now we can start using this machine. We just need to change the resolution so it will be better. And we need also to enable. So the next step we will need, before changing to resolution, to go to player and then go to manage and install the VMware tool. The VMware tool will allow us to copy and paste file between the physical machine and the virtual machine. So if I need to copy Splunk, instead of opening the browser from here, I can drag and drop. Besides, I can even copy and paste text and document between the two machines. So here I will need to install this tool, and finally, once the tool is installed, I will change the resolution, and then we're going to start set up Splunk, install Splunk, and set up the SIEM solution. It's a normal installation, except it may request a restart. You really don't need to restart. So we're going to do the typical installation. Just next, 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 and that's it. But whenever you create a new virtual machine in VMware, make sure to install the tools, the VMware tools, because it will allow you to work between the physical and virtual machine easily. Installation is completed, and let's see if we're gonna need. Usually the restart it's actually optional. It will not. So you must restart your computer. I will not restart it right now. I just need to change the setting of this machine because it's quite small. So we can go to display and we can change the setting. Because especially in Splunk and this kind of log management, you will have to do a lot of change and read logs and so on. So better to have a good resolution. So here, for instance, the size is at 100%. We will try to increase it. Where is it? Yep. So 125. Let's go down. And once we finish, let's restart the machine. So all the setting will be changing. This is also we may need to change. We'll make it. Let me just. So resolution as well need to be changed and make it 1200 in 700, which is this one. Didn't change that much, but I think it's better. Or let's try something else. So you can change whatever setting you want until you reach a better. Okay, here you go. Or I believe we can go to something higher. It will. Let's try that one. Yeah, I think that, no, but actually it needs to be smaller. So done. And now let's copy the Splunk into our virtual machine. So we have a Windows 10 machine now. So let's copy the Splunk and start configuring it. I will go to our share folder where I kept all the software, and I will move Splunk. So all the software should be inside the virtual lab, or did I kept it in Splunk? I believe. Yeah, here you go. And I will take the Windows, and because I installed the VMware tool, it's easy now to copy and pasted or drag and drop. So I copy and let me go to my virtual machine. And inside the virtual machine, I can paste the file and it will copy the file. Excellent. So installation is straightforward, except there is few steps that you need to keep in mind while we are installing Splunk. So here you go. We will right click on it. And we will install this application. I think by mistake I clicked on something, so let me, okay, and here is installation. So I will keep the process running until it finishes the installation. So we need to accept the license by checking this box, and then we will start the installation. So the first step will be to create an admin account, and this will be used to change the configuration. So I will create, and you have to, don't forget the password, otherwise actually it's going to be a problem. So let me create an admin account with a password. And confirming the password. Let me also check. Okay. And then next. Okay, it has to be a complex password. So we're gonna have to do it in a different way. So let's see. The problem with those products, you have to use complex password matching security requirement. And let's click on next. Yes. And install. So we'll keep it running until it finishes, then we're gonna see what need to be done next. It took long time, but eventually installation is completed, and as you all saw, it was straightforward. So now we can click on finish, and it will start Splunk. And Splunk, it's a web-based application, which means it can open in a browser. You just need to go to the local host, port 8000. It will open automatically. And then you can log in using your admin account that we created during the installation. So here he's asking, I will open it in Edge. Here you go. And we will log in. Then in the next lecture, I will show you how to install the Windows plugin from Splunk platform and start collecting logs. Just let's wait until it starts and check the login screen. It took some time to start loading, but as you can see, it's important to memorize the URL, which is the IP localhost, and the port is 8000. Better to keep it in the favorite or as a bookmark, so you don't have to log in every time or search for the this URL every time you load Splunk. Finally, we were able to load the page. Let's log in using our credentials, the admin account that we created. And as I told you, make sure not to forget the password, otherwise it's going to be a problem. And log in. And this is the basic foundation. So once you log in for the first time, then you're going to need to download the add-on or the plugin that need to collect information from different platforms. So if you're going to collect information from Windows servers and Windows machine, you need a plugin for that. For Linux, you need another plugin. And in each plugin, you're going to need to configure what need to be collected. Access control, capacity, performance. So this will be explained in the next lecture. This is the Splunk login screen. We just increase the size a little bit. And in the lecture we're going to explain how to install the plugin and configure it.